What's going on, everybody? Over here at the house today, just got finished breaking down the rest of the 5.7, and she was a nasty bus, man. And so it's going to take a lot of cleaning. So a lot of y'all in the comments on my last video on this was wanting to know what the oil pan looked like, what the pickup tube looked like. So we're going to get through all that. We're going to take a look at the lifters, the cam, the rod bearings, and the main bearings. Now, when I pulled the cam out, the cam bearings look good still. I wiped them down, but I'll know better once I get the engine cleaned out, so I can really look down in there, but I think the cam bearings are going to be okay. For me, when I rebuild a motor, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to leave the cam bearings in it, as long as there's not any major crap going on with them. Now, if I start seeing wear where the color has changed into the bearing and stuff, yeah, I'm going to take them out. But, I mean, usually cam bearings last a long time. Anyway, we're going to take a look at what I got tore apart, where we're going to go from here. Now, we are rebuilding this motor. I've already had a couple of y'all say, well, it'll be cheaper per crate motor, blah, 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 blah. What I've got in this thing with the parts that are coming, plus the upgrade, plus me tearing the motor down, rebuilding it, putting it back in the truck, is going to cost him cheaper than it is to go out and get a $5 grand, $6 grand reman motor and turn around and have them pull the old motor out, take all the accessories off, put it onto the new motor. So he's still coming out ahead. And for me, rebuilding motors is therapy. I love doing it. You know, if you don't like building motors, then yeah, I can see you doing this. But for the guys at home that love doing this, I mean, I'm coming out cheaper at the end. You know what you've got. You know the parts that you've ordered, what you're going to get, and be good to go. So anyway, let's take a look at all the bullshit that this motor has gone through. I mean, I've seen worse, and I'm sure y'all have seen worse, but in my previous videos, I was sitting there telling you that I was hearing a light tap upstairs and a light rattle downstairs. Well, both of those have been confirmed. And so let's get to it. So anyway, here's all the parts that I've taken out, and man, it's just an ungodly mess. I mean, all the gunk. I mean, it's like in my other video I was telling you, the MDS solenoids, I mean, they were clogged up. I mean, they probably weren't even functioning. But there's a lot of heat marks on the lifter ends. Basically where this thing was just starving for oil. I mean, it was so gunked up, some of it was getting there, but not what it needed. Now, the oil pan and pickup tube. So you can see all the gunk. And this is stuff that's circulating. I mean, here you got flaking going on, and all this trash is getting sucked up through the pickup tube. And there's the pickup tube. I mean, she's got some clogging going on. There's a little bit more than that on there. When I took it apart, some of it came out. But yeah, this thing was a mess. The pistons don't look bad. So, I mean, except for the normal wear and stuff. So we'll put new rings on that. The rod bearings overall, I mean, they showed some wear and stuff like that, which is to be expected with all the trash. But my bottom end rattle was right here. Let me get these over here to somewhere there's a little. So you can see where some debris had just gotten right down in this. And I believe that was, let's see, number 6. So yeah, that was. Now as far as the main bearings go, You can tell where trash has gone through them. Got some pitting going on. But the good thing was it didn't start destroying the crank too bad. But yeah, I mean, trash was just going through this thing. So now the crank is a different story. Overall, everything looks good. I mean, all that can be polished out. I've got one concern. Let me get it right there. That's where it was getting ready to spin that bearing. It got some debris in it. Let me get back to the right one here. There we go. So yeah. So that was my rattle. So this motor didn't have much longer anyway. It was on the verge of spinning a rod bearing. And but the good thing is, hopefully, I'm going to take this to the machine shop and have them polish it. I think they can polish that area out because the debris particle is on top of the crank, not in the crank. So they should be able to polish that out and we should be okay. But just to make sure, I'm going to go have it done and make sure everything's good. Now, as far as my top end rattle goes, the cam itself, I mean, you can tell. I mean, it's got some wear marks, but it's also got some heat marks on it. And one of the lifters, see, I think it was this one here, but this one here's got a little bit more up and down moving than it needs. So I think that's where my tap was coming from. So there we go, guys. This nasty ass motor is disassembled. So now it's nothing but clean, clean, clean. All my parts were supposed to be showing up today. So I'm gonna try to get this block cleaned out, flushed out, pressure washed, let it dry. So I can get it primed and painted and ready to go. I've got the heads starting to soak in my parts cleaner. I gotta go pick up some more stuff. Fill my parts cleaner up a little bit, so I'm gonna get those all cleaned up. But there you go, guys. That's the breakdown of the nasty 5.7 in all its glory. It's gonna be a lot of fun cleaning all this crap out, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be a fresh built motor. Things are gonna be nice. He's gonna be happy with it. I'm gonna be happy with it because I'm not gonna have to dig back into it. So other than that, guys, you have a good one. And once all my parts come in, we'll start doing the reassembly. And other than that, guys, y'all rock. Have a good one, and I'll see you down the road.